I think we're always going to have flossies, and we're always going to have people trying to take clients. I think it's not new. It's something that happens, and I think it's about how you deal with it and prepare for it. Is the only way really you can protect yourself from it happening. You can have all the things in your contract and clauses, and you can't work this far away and so on and so forth, but it's very difficult to follow through with any of that really, I think, unless there's something blatantly obvious that you could take to, you know, to down the legal route. But I think ultimately it's natural that clients are going to follow some members of staff. You can't stop them trying to find them on social or anything like that. So I think it's about, first of all, yes, having a strong contract with what is and isn't allowed as such. But also, I personally feel a lot of owners, and I've done it myself as well, make the mistake of thinking that this person won't, not putting them on garden leave, basically.
I mean, I was going to say that garden leave. I think we've had a few members last year who really regretted not putting their flossie on garden leave, and then obviously a month later they leave, or 3 weeks later they leave with you know, setting up somewhere else or whatever. Yeah. So it's disheartening, isn't it? Because it's your really business, it's your clientele, so it just feels really disheartening. I think there's a lot of procedures, onboarding that is very important. How do you to function with that? If someone's becoming a flossie and they're going to start, obviously, that difficult kind of character, you know, there are certain things you can put in place, I guess. Is the system protected? Do they have access to the client emails, etc.? I think sometimes, which is very, very difficult to do, is, and we've got a few members who are so scared of that self-employed, perhaps they live in a smaller town, I guess, and you know, and they've got maybe a wind of the flossie wanting to set up on their own, or being told something. I think as an owner, you need to choose what you're going to listen to, and not everything is going to be the reality. Yeah. And you've got to be more and more sure about your business, your processes, your clients, what you're offering as a client journey. Yeah. Because the client might leave with the flossie, but she might set up somewhere nowhere near as nice as yours, or the customer journey is not right, or it's in the back of a house with a dog barking. Yeah. Like, you don't know. Yeah. So if they are going to leave as a client, they want to stay with that particular staff member, then so be it. My question to the owners are, what are you doing to protect your business, in a sense of your marketing strategy, your business strategy, to make sure that you keep growing that clientele, so if someone goes. But it is painful. I mean, it's definitely painful.
Yeah, and I think when we've one in particular stands out, and we did a power hour with them, and it was about sort of unfortunately a flossie had left, but also taken a member of staff as well, which is even harder. So you've got two people going, and they've set up not far down the road, and some clients are going. Yeah. But it was, and again, sometimes it's just that giving that owner a bit of a boost and say, right, okay, so what can we do? Some of them will stay there, some of them won't like it and come back, but let's just say, let's give them a really good offer. Let's send them a £20 voucher and say, we've missed you, we haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. We'd love to see you again. Here's £20 to spend. Yeah. You know, yes, it's a big amount, or 15, whatever you want to do, but it's about just trying to maintain as many as you can, but also ensuring your marketing's on point to gain new clients through the door.
And perhaps being also very kind of that energy of, you know, we wish Flossie good luck.
Exactly.
She's going to a new venture, good luck. So that professionalism stays, and I think clients like that even-keel professionalism, where it's not becoming a bit of a gossip town.
Absolutely.
And this is happening and she's done this. So I think we've got to really be clear, if you've got a team, on how you're going to manage that with the team and the language you want them to use around the clients. We don't need to go into any details, why they're leaving, how they're left, what's happened. It can be very professional, very clear cut on well, good luck to you, and good luck to what you're doing. But we have had some members who've been very successful with small claim courts, and they've had the patience and the kind of like, no, I don't want this to happen. I live in a small town. If this is happening, it's also a deterrent to the team,
absolutely.
to the other team.
If the contract's tight.
If the contract is tight, also one of them, I remember there was a few years back where contract wasn't necessarily as tight on that. It was kind of the basic, can't work within a certain mile radius or whatever. But it's how the Flossie left that's made the owner think, no, I'm not having this. And it showed the other team members that I will do something about it if you try to take my clients. I remember a client a while ago whose Flossie was taking pictures at reception when no one was looking of her clients' data. I mean, that's a complete breach of data. And do you have your GDPR in place, policies to make sure that all of that is protected on a policy point of view? So there's a lot of factors, I guess, into where you're going with it. But it's to be, sometimes it's just kind of knowing that if she's being a Flossie or he's being a Flossie or they're being a Flossie, do you know what? Go. It's okay. Let it go.
Yeah.
Move forward. That energy, you don't need it in the first place anyway. Thank you for joining us. We really enjoy sharing our thoughts on various topics. If you have a burning question, simply comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button to keep up to date with each new episode.